Good evening, gentlemen. Welcome to this vlog. We are in Hansa Park. This is my first vlog, so I don't really know what to do, but we're gonna visit the mascot real quick. That mascot, he looks pretty awesome. Look at him. That's a great way to start the day, yeah. Awesome. Well, the first plans we have today, we need to go down to Schwur, Kärnan, of course, because that's one of the best roller coasters in Germany and perhaps in Europe, and that is the awesome Gerstlauer Infinity Coaster, and this is just a one-of-a-kind roller coaster, perhaps one of the best roller coasters made by Gerstlauer. Now I can already see the line is getting pretty big for the Crazy Mine Wild Mouse roller coaster, and I don't really know why, because right behind here we have the amazing Schwur Kärnan. Now just take a look at how big this roller coaster really is in person. It goes out from there, from the tower of course, and then it goes up into this very weird non-inverting sea serpent roll. Well, I just had 2 rides on Schwur Kärnan, and this roller coaster is really amazing. It is just awesome. First of all, I had a second row ride. It was okay. It gave airtime up here. As you can see, that non-inverting sea serpent roll, at every top hat right there, you get some decent amount of airtime. I can promise you that. And the second ride I had on this roller coaster was actually an amazing front row ride. And the only thing I have to say about this roller coaster is, in the end, as you can see right here, it is a bit slow, but then you have an awesome airtime pop in the end. And I have a secret about this roller coaster. In the end, you actually go through a small inversion, a very hang time filled inversion, and it almost feels like you're gonna fall out. And here it comes, flying right past me. It is just an amazing roller coaster. The only thing I have to say, I think it's a bit negative. When you sit on the wing seats of this roller coaster, it is quite rattly. So I need to take a point or a few points away from that, because it's getting a bit rough in my opinion when you sit in the wing seats, of course. I haven't really sat in the middle, so perhaps I need to try that out later in the day. One of the best things about this roller coaster is that it combines awesome airtime moments with low to the ground and speedy transitions. Look at this awesome overbank right there. And one of the best moments right here, after those twisty transitions, that airtime hill, it gives strong amount of airtime. And after that section there, it's pretty much a bit slow, but that's okay in my opinion. One of the best things about Schwur Kärnan is actually that it combines low to the ground moments, and the speed is just awesome. And then it also has many airtime hills, and it delivers airtime, strong amount of airtime, and even and well, I had to cut the video because this is not my native language, so it's hard to speak English, but you know what I mean. So let's move on. And now it's actually time to go down to the Gerstlauer Eurofighter called Flucht Von Novgorod. And now we're just slowly passing through a little Wild West area for the kids, because we need to go over to Flucht Von Novgorod. And I'm very excited because the wait times for Kärnan right now is actually 88 minutes. And Flucht Von Novgorod is down to 27 minutes, so we'll take that. I'm now going to join the queue for Flucht Von Novgorod, and this is also a secret roller coaster at Hansa Park. We have some stuff happening indoors. We have an indoor launch and also a secret element I want to talk about right here after I've tried the roller coaster. Well, Flucht von Novgorod was really a very surprising roller coaster. I know I don't really like these Gerstlauer Eurofighters because of the restraints. I'm quite tall, so it's also quite uncomfortable. But this roller coaster is awesome because I sat on the second row and it's quite smooth, surprisingly. And I think the rest of these kind of Gerstlauer Eurofighters I've tried, they are quite rattly and uncomfortable. But this one, Flucht Von Novgorod, is actually surprisingly smooth. I actually think this roller coaster is way more smooth than Schwur's Kärnan, and that's a big surprise. This roller coaster has many awesome roller coaster elements. First of all, you have an awesome dark ride section, and after that you have a dip down into a launch section, and this launch is quite fast because you're going to accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour, and I think it's 1.4 seconds or 1.6 seconds. I'm not quite sure, but this roller coaster is just overall awesome. And when you hit this tower right behind me, you think the ride experience is done up there, but it isn't, because then you hit, this is maybe a spoiler alert, so please beware, you hit a vertical lift, and you also have a dark ride section there with some what do you call it, a few effects, and after that you have a beyond vertical drop. And then in pitch black darkness, you go through a forceful wave turn. And after that, you have a small airtime hill where you have a jump scare section with an animatronic. And this roller coaster is overall quite surprising. So Flucht von Novgorod exceeded my expectations. So I can't really say more about this. And as you can see right here, this is where Flucht von Novgorod goes into the final brake run. But we aren't really done with the ride experience, because then it goes up. And the roller coaster has a maximum height of 40 meters in there. So it's quite a decently sized Eurofighter, but you can't really see it because of the tower. So that's quite mysterious yet awesome in my opinion. And just take a look at this awesome area I found. This is where we got the very tall drop tower called Highlander. And over here we got a very beautiful section for the families. And just look at how beautiful the flowers look right here. And the boat ride looks very cute. So perhaps we're gonna try it later in the day. We don't really know. Hello again. We've just done a second ride on this roller coaster. It's still awesome. And then we have eaten a burger, all of us. And after that, I needed to show you this place, because this is a great location where you can get real close to Flucht von Novgorod. You can actually go right over there by the train station and touch the roller coaster if you want to. And is it safe? Yes, because it's high up, but you can stretch if you're quite tall. So that was it. And now I think our plan is to go to the front entrance again to the park, and this is where we got the old Schwarzkopf looping coaster called Nessie, and this is also where we got the extremely tall drop tower called Highlander, and that one is quite scary because that will feature a tilt element on the seats further in the day, I think. So I think it's past midday, the seats will turn around 30 degrees before it drops, so that's quite scary. And just behind us, we got the best kept secret, and this will actually be an indoor roller coaster for the 2026 season at Hansa Park. And people are still speculating about this roller coaster, but we know this will be a multi-launch roller coaster, and perhaps a great one, because I think the ride building looks pretty big in my opinion. And well, now I'm not quite sure, because people in the comments are saying that this roller coaster will not be indoors and perhaps another location, and I was quite confused about that. But now I finally found the location. Look over here. And this looks like a quite big site, but I don't really know if they can feature a roller coaster here. But it is a family roller coaster, so that could also be the location for it. We don't really know, but hopefully we'll see in the future. Well, the weather is unfortunately getting quite bad down here in Hansa Park, but I've just ridden Nessie, the old Schwarzkopf looping coaster right here. And this roller coaster is actually great. You got a great first drop. And then after that, you can see the vertical loop behind me, and that is very forceful. After that, the roller coaster goes around, and then it goes down a decent drop, especially in the back row. And then the roller coaster goes into a helix right there, and the ride experience is pretty much done after that. But it's decent because you got some airtime moments right there, and the vertical loop is very, very forceful. And now I have just done the awesome drop tower called Highlander, but the weather is unfortunately very, very bad right now. So I can't really say anything about it because the experience was not that great. The drop is very lengthy and decently forceful, but after that it wasn't a pleasant experience because up there it was very, very cold and the weather was just awful because it was quite windy, and also I am very, very, very wet because, yeah, you know, it is raining, so I can't really do anything about that, sadly. Well, we did consider taking one more ride on Schwur's Kärnan, but this roller coaster right now has a 90-minute wait time, so that's a bit too much in my opinion because we've already done the roller coaster twice. As you can see, awesome airtime hill right there. And after that, I just think we need to go to the family roller coaster, and that is the Midgard Serpent. So this is another family roller coaster, but we haven't tried that one, so let's do it. And just a quick update, you can see this is going to be a new flat ride. I don't know if it's going to open later this year on 2026, but that is going to be a small Viking ship, yes. And now we've just taken a ride on Die Schlange von Midgard, and that is the Midgard Serpent in English. And this is actually an awesome family roller coaster with an awesome scenic location right here by the lake. And it can pull a bit in terms of forces, but it isn't really the most intense. But it's only a family roller coaster, so what can you really expect? But what's awesome about this roller coaster is actually that it features a small pre-show dark ride section, and you go around this lap 2 times. So a 2-time special, that's pretty decent in my opinion. Pull, 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 go, pull. And I think the last coaster we're gonna do today is this Mauer Rise Wild Mouse roller coaster, and I don't really know if we can make it to Schwur's Kärnan. So this is probably going to be the last ride for the day, but that's okay. And well, that was really a crazy roller coaster experience. Crazy Mine is very funny. The turns are very forceful. It gives a strong lateral whip, and the brakes aren't even that strong, so the pacing is great and the drops are great. I can overall say it was a very fun experience, even though I almost couldn't fit in the roller coaster because I was too tall. Yes, picture, come on guys. Yes, bye-bye. And just look how beautiful this clock looks. And the entrance plaza itself for Hansa Park is just very beautiful. But we're gonna say bye-bye to this one today. Okay, I got the sun in my eyes, but that's okay. I'm gonna finish off the first vlog ever on OB Coaster Challenge, and I'm always gonna say bye-bye. And wait a minute, this vlog isn't done yet because I think I found accommodation for the night right here. I think there's space for perhaps 4 people in here. So this is where I'm gonna sleep. Okay, this looks like a pretty comfy accommodation area. It is not that tight at all. Oh! I think I'm gonna get stuck in here. It's like one of those survival videos in the caves you see where they can't come out. Oh, watch out. I'm gonna try to find out. So I'm gonna end the video right here. At the end of the day, I'm always gonna say bye-bye.